by so much in the nation's wars. This message is courtesy of your friends at Cyberknife Center Tampa at 5935 Webb Road in Tampa. They are always working to move our community in a positive direction. For more information, call 813-657-4004 for Cyberknife Center Tampa.
Hi there, I'm Dr. John.
And I'm Dr. Lisa.
Do you have medical questions you never get to ask?
Now you can ask us.
After many years of caring for children and families, we've learned that the best informed families are also the healthiest.
Are you saying knowledge is power, Dr. John?
I am, Dr. Lisa, and since you're the smart one, I hope you'll share some knowledge with me and our listeners.
Let's do this then.
Okay, we hope you join us every Monday at noon right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network for the Doctors John and Lisa Show.
Listen online at tantalk1340.com.
Whether it's for your home or office, ACS Home Services should be your first call for AC repair and maintenance. ACS is locally owned and operated and takes pride in serving the entire Tampa Bay area. Right now, you can take advantage of ACS's special 44-point tuning clean for just $179. Service includes cleaning dirty coils, clogged drain pipes, up to a full free pound of Freon, and a free fresh duct fog treatment. Call ACS Home Services today, 813-534-4117.
Tune in to Keeping It Cool radio show with your host, Josh Cabrera. Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 10 and Saturday mornings at 8 a.m.
Every year, a prom or graduation is ruined by an impaired driver. But now there's a new danger, texting while driving. Parents, talk to your youngsters about the dangers and consequences of texting while driving and make happy memories for everyone. That's from Kathy and Chris and the professionals at Paul Davis Restoration of Pinellas in Clearwater, serving residential homeowners and commercial businesses as a leader in restoration services. They're your fire and water damage specialist. Call 727-573-4880 for a free estimate. That's Paul Davis Restoration of Pinellas.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's Monday! Do you need some Monday motivation? The Shop Local for Good News team is here. I'm Karena Morrison, and we're bringing you the good news stories of our neighbors doing good in our neighborhoods.
You can find us on Facebook Live on the Shop Local for Good page, and we're looking forward to your calls.
Let's get this Shop Local for Good News conversation started, shall we? Happy Monday, everybody! This is Karena Morrison with Shop Local for Good News, and we are broadcasting live from the Tan Talk Radio Network in Tampa Bay, Florida. And we have an exciting show coming up. It is Neighbors Doing Good in our neighborhoods. Neighbors Doing Good. I shortened it because, Facebook events having too long of a name, it just gets ugly. We are also live on our Facebook page. That's Shop Local for Good. So if you want to bump on over to Shop Local for Good on Facebook, if you're still in your pajamas, if you're drinking your coffee, and you got a few minutes before you have to run out the door, and you know of a neighbor doing good in your neighborhood, go ahead and go over to Shop Local for Good's Facebook page, find our live video, and tag them in the post. We would love to give them a shout out. Now, what the goal of the Shop Local for Good News team is, we want to use our mission in the community. Shop Local for Good's mission is connecting philanthropic small business owners with the nonprofit leaders and the neighbors doing good in our neighborhoods, and basically forming a collaborative. And then we encourage the people that support those nonprofits to shop locally with the small businesses that are doing good, helping others do good in their neighborhoods. So it's like a circle of life thing. We have a special guest today. Full disclosure, he is an old high school buddy of mine. He actually, I think you and your brother ran on track with my husband too.
Yes.
Cross country? Was it cross country?
He did track, I did cross country.
Okay.
I was so slow for track.
Oh, I ran track. I did the long distance track too, back when our younger days. So I've known Don for a while. This is Don Nicholson. And thanks to the beauty of Facebook land, some people like to complain about the social media platform. I find it empowering because we can connect with people that we knew from years past. Full disclosure, we graduated high school. When was it? A couple of years ago?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Just a couple.
Yeah, not too far back.
So I came across Don and found out that he was like-minded in the community. He is working with the group, volunteering with the group that is helping our neighbors in need in Clearwater. And I'm a big fan of what he's doing. And I actually got to visit you yesterday and firsthand see the impact that you and the group that you're working with is having. And I'm just blessed and honored that you're here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, first of all, I just definitely want to explain a little bit about the Benevolution Foundation, because that's the nonprofit that I founded last year. And the reason why I'm really excited about getting to know the magic behind who you're volunteering with is because I've done a little research. I got to meet her yesterday. Would you like to give her a shout out?
Good morning, Nakia. Great job yesterday.
Yeah, she's amazing. She was busy. I didn't want to bother her too much, but I checked out. She's got a nonprofit, and it looks like the Benevolution Foundation may be able to assist her. So what the Benevolution Foundation was established to do, I have about 2 decades of experience in helping establish and manage grassroots nonprofits, which is what she's doing. She's not like this big, huge corporation.
Correct.
She is just boots on the ground. She's my kind of people. And so are you.
She's fantastic.
So, I mean, just watching her work was inspiring. So I'm going to meet up with her through the Benevolution Foundation. What we like to do is offer our educational component if she needs it, and or community awareness campaigns, which is kind of what the radio show helps out with. And then, of course, we have our festivals coming up, which are the fundraising aspect and the community awareness. So they may be our 3rd nonprofit for the year.
We appreciate you coming out yesterday. It was phenomenal. I mean, Nakia really, as you said, did boots on the ground, because we were actually giving out boots.
It was boots.
It was actually boots. And we fed about 250 people. And it was just absolutely amazing. And it was a collaboration of everybody that came together.
How many pairs of boots do you think?
About 40.
Yeah. And then you're still collecting them because there's a list of names that you have of needed.
Yes, we're still collecting. What we normally try to do is to get the gentlemen's or ladies' names ahead of time and give them to them the next time we have the ministry that comes out to serve them.
Right.
And we have extra boots left over like we did yesterday. So we give out boots to the ones who needed them. And a lot of these gentlemen and women who want to go to work at the different organizations in the morning time have to have steel toe work boots. If they don't have it, they can't work. So we're able to get them boots and socks thanks to a lot of donations that came in over the last few weeks. And everybody who needed a pair of boots got a pair of boots, men and women alike.
That's fantastic. That's empowering them.
Yes.
To get out of their situation. And then I love it that you had a sit down dinner. There was tables decorated with for Easter Sunday.
Well, normally we serve them and they go about their daily busy lives. But yesterday, this was more of a family setting, and I told them that we're all family as it is, so we should sit at a table and eat as a family.
Human family.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot of them stayed. Some of them left, but a lot of them stayed. And this was the first time in years they were actually sitting at a table, conversating with other people and the volunteers. And it was just phenomenal. It was really good.
I really enjoyed meeting a few of the volunteers. I didn't want to get in the way because I was like, I want to go down there. And if you're on Facebook, there is an event set up for this radio show, and I went live in the event and pulled Dawn away from a very impassioned conversation you were having with the gentleman, Army retired.
Former Marine, yes.
No, Army.
I'm sorry, yes, he was Army. The other guy was Marine.
The only reason why that stuck with me is because my little brother's retired Army.
Yeah, the other guy was Marine.
So okay.
And it was a very strong conversation that we had. And here's the thing: people think that the people that come down there are just homeless people that do not want to do anything but remain homeless. And that is so far from the truth. So anybody who thinks that is what it is, come out there and you see for yourself firsthand. They're human beings just like everybody else is. And we have homeless people, we have street people, and we take care of anybody that comes down. And this gentleman just wanted some advice on how to get off of the street.
Right. So I'm glad that you made that distinction, because that was very powerful when you dropped by the MarketSpace for Good with your daughter and explained it to me, because a lot of people they classify them all as, basically they categorize them all as street people, when there are temporarily homeless people. Like, for example, on Saturday, I made friends with, we're going to call her Mary. I don't want to use her name, because she is homeless due to identity theft. And because her bank can't get the situation straightened out, Social Security won't pay her. And a lot of families are just a couple weeks away from being homeless, or a month away if their landlord is kind. And she's 68 years old, and she was telling me some pretty horrible stories about some of the resources that the county says are available and that aren't fit for humans. Like one of the centers is infested with bed bugs, and she's allergic to them, so she can't go there. So it's kind of disturbing.
I mean,
I'm kind of on a mission right now, because when I talked to her, then I saw her yesterday too, and I got to get a hug from her. She's a sweet lady. But when she meets people, because she did it to me when I first met her, and she immediately says, I'm not going to be homeless next month, because the bank should have all of her stuff straightened out. And you also have to understand, identity theft is huge. It's crazy. Yes. And they took everything. They got everything from her. And then with all the bureaucracy and the red tape with the bank and Social Security, she's homeless.
I mean, there are a lot of people who are victims of identity theft. You don't have to be in the workforce to be an identity theft victim. You could be on the street. Somebody could steal your identity, could steal the identity of a deceased person, and it's heck getting your identity back from where it was stolen from.
Right.
And and these people on the street do not have the resources nor the means to get things taken care of.
Right. But she had a home.
And a lot of them do. And we spoke yesterday to in a stint with a lot of these people, and a lot of them are just temporary.
Yeah.
And I explained to them that your situation is temporary. What is not temporary is how you think.
Yeah. Got to get that mindset that there is a better way.
We try to change it. We try to change the way of thinking, or let them look at things in a better way.
Right.
To let them know that you're not in it alone. It's just human compassion to give and to help. And that's what we try to do. What you're doing is phenomenal also. I had no idea what you were doing till I came to your shop.
Oh, thanks.
And it is absolutely fantastic. And we need more people in the community to realize that there's an elephant in the room that everybody's just choosing to ignore. You're not going to see downtown Clearwater on the postcards of the homeless people hanging out, trying to get through life. You're going to see the palm trees and the beaches, but it is so far from that.
Yeah.
And we need people like you, people like Nakia, Sandra Marie, who has been doing the homeless ministry for about 25, 30 years. And all of this is strictly volunteer. There are no giant organizations funneling money towards us.
No.
This is everything.
No federal grant funds, no studies being paid for. Don't get me started.
Absolutely none. So these are people that's coming together, and we go on Facebook and we try to get to local charities and events to help people to just come out and help. Just if you want to come out and give a kind word, sometimes a hug can go a long way.
Right.
If you can't afford to give anything, just come and give your time. We can all give time.
I love those ladies that were doing the food yesterday. And you know how the food just tastes better when it's being handled by people that have love in their hearts.
Yes.
You got me?
Yes.
I know that doesn't sound too weird.
No, I had asparagus yesterday. I hate asparagus, but when it's
but
made,
it was
when it's
served
made with
by
love,
somebody with love.
when it's made with love, it is phenomenal.
That's awesome. So, how did you get involved originally with this ministry in Clearwater? Now, you guys, you have it regularly. Is it every other week?
We do it once a month. With Sandra Marie, it's once a month.
Okay.
And with Nakia, it's every second Sunday.
Okay.
And we do it every first Sunday. So now it's gone from first Sunday to first and second Sundays of each month.
And it's
I'm sorry, first and third Sunday.
And it's at Pierce Street in Myrtle.
Yes.
In that parking lot.
Yes.
Right on
it's in the parking lot.
It's not in the middle of the road.
No.
It's a nice parking lot, very shaded.
And it's owned by the city, and they allow us to use it.
That's great.
So I think that is awesome also. And we do our best to make sure everything's clean.
Right.
And we have absolutely very little problems. Everybody down there comes out there and they're loving and they're thankful beyond measure.
Yes,
and that's all the thanks that I need, is that we're doing something for the community to help out. It's easy to stand on sidelines and just see and complain about what's going on.
Right.
It's another thing to get in there
and try to fix it.
And try to fix the problem. Now, it's an ongoing thing. It's always been an ongoing thing. It will always be an ongoing thing. But we as a community can put ourselves on the map, to help out, to show people that this is what we do. We can come together.
Now, what we need to throw out there, because there are obstacles that people have in their minds, and I'm talking about the potentially philanthropic. I don't have enough money to help. That's where I do the power of 5 math. Do you have $5? Do you know 5 friends who have $5? If you donate $5 and you get 5 of your friends to commit to getting 5 of their friends to donate $5, see how exponentially that number comes up? So that's 5. Oh man, I'm going to do math on the radio. It's over $100. It's over $100, and then it grows from there. And if everybody does that once a month, you don't need a gazillionaire to come in and write a big fat check.
No, you don't. As a matter of fact, I started with this program with Pastor Ken Boaz, and we were part of the International Church of Clearwater.
Mm.
And we would get people to donate $5.
Right.
So if we have 100 members and each person gives just $5 per month, that adds up very quickly.
Right.
And so it's not, you don't need to donate $500. You can donate, $2, $5. You can donate a pair of shoes, blankets, pillowcases, sheets, anything, clothing, anything that you think is not good. It is good to be used.
Right. Well, and the point I want to make too, it's not just the $5 donation. It's your 5-10 minutes of time to get 5 of your friends to join you.
Correct.
Because it's the power of the people that are going to take it back. It's the numbers of people, not necessarily the numbers on the checkbook.
Right. And you don't, I want to put this out there, that you do not have to be affiliated with a church. You don't have to be religious, because a lot of people would like to come out. They say, well, I don't want to be a part of I don't go to church.
Right.
You don't have to go to church, just out of kindness of your heart. Come down, donate your time. Some of these people, all they need is a hug or a 5-minute conversation that things will be better tomorrow.
And if you have never witnessed the gratitude in someone's eyes, I was doing a Facebook Live from your event yesterday, and I tried to be very, very respectful because, I don't want to embarrass anybody in their situation, putting them out on Facebook Live. And so there was a lady that was looking through the clothes, and I asked her if it was okay if I talked to her on Facebook Live, and she said yes. And I asked her, what was happening, and all her clothes have gotten wet because of the rain. And so she was just looking for dry clothes to wear. And it was nice that you guys had some clothes. In fact, I have a whole bunch of clothes that I need to get to you.
Hey, it's a great way to purge your closet, to go buy more new clothes.
Yeah. No, I don't need any more new clothes. I just need to, clothes that I've grown out of or into or something. I don't know. So where would they drop those donations off? Would just come by during one of the events to drop them off?
They can come by the event, or they can call me directly,
Okay.
and I will come pick them up, because I pick them up throughout the month, and I just store them in my house until it's time to go. Or I can come to your place to pick them up, and we bring them out there. And the only thing we ask is that the clothes are cleaned.
Right, definitely.
Make sure
Don't drop off dirty clothes.
Make sure they're clean clothes.
Yeah.
They don't have to be folded, but just make them clean, and we will get them to the right people. And they are very grateful. Unfortunately, we have homeless children also that come out.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that absolutely breaks my heart when we see homeless children. Some of them are don't have parents. Some of them are teenagers, and they live on the streets. And we do, yes, in Clearwater, we do have a population of homeless teenagers.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them in the park.
And they are a recipe for things to go bad for them if they don't have the proper resources.
Especially with the human traffickers in this area.
Yes.
Yeah, it's scary. But there can be things done, and you are stepping up to do things too. Now, you have a passion for a project that I would love to throw out there, because I think finding some like-minded people to get involved in the project that you and I talked about the other day would be empowering as well for felons and the recidivism rate, and getting them empowered as well. Would you like to go into a little bit about that dream you have?
This is, I won't call it a dream. I'm going to call it a reality.
A mission.
It's a mission for reality, because this is going to happen.
You're envisioning it.
Yes.
Good.
I'm a visionary, and so are you.
Thanks.
The thing is that there's many programs out there available for the homeless people. And a lot of them live in parks, they live in the bridges, they live in tent city, they live behind places, and they live in the woods, they live behind malls, and they pile their stuff up, and they keep it. But when they go to try to get resources, they come back, their stuff is gone.
Right.
So they risk either losing all this stuff to try to get a job, or do they steal my stuff so nobody takes it?
Right.
Well, the vision that I'm thinking is having a facility where we have lockers.
Right.
That they can store their things, along with the classroom setting, so they can come in. If they have problems, they can talk to people, because sometimes a talk will stop somebody from doing the most disastrous thing they could ever do in their life,
right?
Like take their life. And there are a lot of people at that point that's what they want to do. And suicide among the homeless is also a big issue.
Veterans were losing like 27 a day.
I spoke to 4 veterans yesterday.
On the street, people. Our veterans are on the street.
I spoke to 4 of them, and one of the veterans had told me, "Why am I here on the street?"
They served their country.
That's what he said. He served his country, and he was just tossed aside.
Man.
So I wanted to get this program started to give them a place to go so they can store their things. And it's like a regular high school locker.
Yeah.
That way their things are safe.
Right.
They can come in, get out of the rain, just if they want to come read a book or whatever they want to do, just get them off the streets even if for an hour or so. And that's going to require a lot of work, a lot of money, and a lot of help.
Right.
And I'm coming to you and other people in the community who are willing to step in, and instead of making it a dream, make it a reality.
Finding the property, getting established.
Correct.
Yeah, getting all that pre-work done, and I'm sure the resources are out there.
Well, I spoke to some of the gentlemen and the ladies on the street yesterday, and I asked them what is the biggest issue they have with finding jobs. And one of them, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 of them said, is keep my things safe so nobody steals them from me.
Right. Now they just had, I believe, was that legislation passed where you don't have to check the box on your application that you're a prior felon?
Yes.
Yes. Yay.
And a lot of people, their mindset is still, a lot of the guys just got out of prison, but they're physically out of prison, but they're still mentally in prison.
Exactly.
And that is the problem that we have. They are mentally still in prison. And the program I'm trying to put together is going to teach these people to unlock their mind. Don't be what society thinks that you are. Be who you are.
Right.
There's plenty of stumbling blocks out there. We were trying to help them get over the stumbling blocks and move them out all the way. And one of the gentlemen asked me, how did I do it? Because at one time I was homeless.
Right.
And he asked me, how did I do it? I said, I changed my way of thinking. And our program will be designed to help, not to brainwash people, but to change their way of thinking. If this way that you've done your entire life didn't work, try this.
Right.
All it takes is the power of thinking and the power of prayer, and you can move mountains. And I tell the gentlemen and the ladies that God will always move mountains, but you have to be willing to pick up a shovel.
Well, what I have found with people, generally, even people that aren't homeless, that are stuck in a situation and looking to self-medicate in whatever they want, whatever way, their self-esteem tends to be minuscule. So building up that self-esteem and teaching them ways to empower themselves, it expands exponentially, because then if they've got a positive mindset, the people around them will feel that, and it just grows.
Correct. One of the ladies yesterday was very thankful, and she said, "I really appreciate you guys coming here feeding us." And I had to correct her, and I said, "Ma'am, I said, thank you, but we're not feeding you. You're not cattle."
Right.
I said, "We are here to serve you. Change your way of thinking. You're not beneath anybody." I said, "Some may have it better, doesn't make them better."
Right.
And that brought a tear to her eye, that we see her as a person, not as just another statistic on the street.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, you're not cattle. We're not feeding you. We are actually here to serve you." I said, "But you have to change your way of thinking of your own mindset. You have to get out of the gutter that you're in, not the physical gutter, but the mental gutter."
Right.
People will see you for the way you see yourself.
So, with your experience, what are the main resources that you see that are that a regular mom or a regular family could actually like? I like the idea of cleaning out your closets, by the way. That's something that only takes time.
Correct.
Because there are people that are living paycheck to paycheck. Trust me, I know this. Or, even small business owners, that everything they earn has to be reinvested right back into keeping their brick and mortar doors open. Shop local, people. Yes. And so, resources that you can find around your house. Clothing. A lot of people are working the business where they do a lot of traveling. Right.
And they have the toiletries from the hotel.
Yes.
And people stockpile those in the house. Mm-hmm. I've done it many times. So I know I'm not the only one that does that. Stockpile it. Bring them in.
Right.
Bring them in. Socks that you don't wear anymore. Toiletries, bowls, plates, glasses, not glasses, but plastic. Right. Anything that you think is no good can be used.
Right.
Can be used. And everything that we don't use at the homeless ministry on a Sunday, it goes to another facility where it can be donated and reused again. Perfect. So we don't get rid of anything. So everything is needed, everything is wanted, but the things that we take for granted. Somebody donated about 100 bars of soap.
Right.
That is a very high commodity because people want to be clean.
That was something else that my new friend Mary told me. She was riding the bus the other day, and someone was complaining about the homeless and how they were, dirty and smelly. And this lady was sitting right next to my new friend Mary, didn't realize she was temporarily homeless. And the woman, I'm telling you all the stereotypes.
Right.
They just want, you don't give them money. They just beg for money for drugs and alcohol and so Mary's listening to her, and this woman is talking right to my new friend Mary about the homeless, not even realizing that this person was temporarily homeless. So they both get off on the same bus stop, and Mary decides to tell her, well, once they're off the bus, I'm not sure if you were aware, but I'm homeless. And she said, you could have taken a feather to knock the woman over, but you're so clean. And those general stereotypes bother me. Now, Mary was, showing me, because we were in a place where they tend to loiter in downtown Clearwater. And she was, they are a family, sort of. They do know each other. I've gotten to know a few. And this one young lady was walking through the park, and she has schizophrenia. And she won't take food from another organization that's handing it out because she's afraid it's poisoned. So instead, she goes to the garbage and eats, because she figures that someone else ate it and it must have been good. And you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So there is mental illness. And with what this young person, and she's young, she's probably in her mid-20s or late 20s. And Mary said when she's on her medication, she's fine. but then she doesn't want to take the medication. So there are situations where you have that, and then, you know, what do you do? Tie them down and make them take their meds, you know.
I mean, and that's unfortunate because there are people out there with mental illness right there in our line as of yesterday.
Yeah.
There were at least 3 that I spoke to, and people will just turn away from them.
Right.
But they need resources also. But if they don't have money, they can't get the medication they need.
Right.
Or if they don't have any resource to place to get where they need to go, they can't get the medication.
Well, that was another thing that Mary told me. She's insulin dependent. A shelter that she stayed at put her needles in the refrigerator instead of her insulin, and she lost her insulin supply because it has to be refrigerated.
Right.
And so, you know, we're all human, but a simple thing like that to someone in that situation could be overwhelming, because then she had to go get more insulin, and, you know, so that there are many ways that you can help. If you're, for example, if you're a CPA or something and you want to donate some of your time to maybe help them navigate the bureaucracy. For example, Mary was having difficulty with the Social Security Administration. I personally know of 2 that I got to know of that are having challenges with the Social Security Administration. I don't think you have to be an accountant to deal with them, but maybe you do. You know, if you're a professional and you're willing to spend some time taking someone to the right red tape building,
right,
and helping them with the paperwork, you could make a difference.
I mean, some of them can't read.
Right.
Some of them have trouble reading or understanding paperwork that when they get it in the mail. Some of them have PO boxes with, you know, and a lot of them work. Right. A lot of them work. They just need a helping hand. And
they're the working poor.
Yes, we're here to not to give them fish, but teach them how to fish.
Right.
And sometimes they just need a helping hand, and we're here. And trust me, you don't have to be homeless to get the help that we're offering.
Right.
You know, you could be a family that's just, you know, just like you said, paycheck to paycheck. You know, a lot of people live that way. I know I do.
Right. And
sometimes, you know, people just need a helping hand. But with your organization, you guys are willing to go out there and you do. I mean, your place is wonderful. I came the other day and saw it. Absolutely fantastic in downtown Clearwater on Cleveland Street.
Thanks.
It was fantastic. We are natives. I don't know about you, but I'm a native of Florida. I was born and raised here.
Oh, me too.
So
my mother and I were both born in St. Pete.
I was born in St. Pete also. Okay. So we know, we've watched this community grow up.
Right.
We've seen it rise. We've seen it fall. And this is our home.
Right.
You're not going to watch your home burn.
No. Well, hopefully not.
We need to help rebuild.
Right.
And with just shopping locally helps to rebuild.
Oh boy. I was chatting with a friend of mine on Facebook, and I do want to recount this conversation because at the end of our chat, she says to me, you have to tell more people this. I'm like, I'm working on it. So what I was explaining to her was how much more your dollar is empowered by donating locally and spending it locally. Not only do your products have to travel less, most small business owners will support each other. So you're empowering more than just that one small business that you're dealing with.
Right.
I know of at least 36 small business families that give directly back into the community with whatever spare change that they can. We are coming up, what I was trying to explain to her is we're coming up on the slow season when all of our northern neighbors go back home. And for some crazy reason, because there's a gazillion natives that live here all year long, small businesses, the failure rate during the summer, it just skyrockets because they don't make enough during what's called season when our northern neighbors are here. And getting through those 3, 4, sometimes 5 months when our northern neighbors are up north shopping locally, is it's overwhelming to the small business family. So what I was explaining, she says to me, well, I have about $20 a month that I like to spend just freely. She goes, that's not going to help a small business. I said, it will if you tell 5 of your friends to join you.
Right.
That's a power bill, or half of one, or maybe a third of one, depending on how big your store is. But it's all about the power of people. So your $20 and getting, we'll go with the number 5, getting 5 of your friends to commit to getting 5 of their friends to do the same. It's an exponential number. I call it the power of 5. So that's, 6 of you, that's 125 people at least spending $20 a month. So that's $2,500 a month. And if going right back into the community, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be to a small business. And what Dawn was talking about was the MarketSpace for Good. So what the MarketSpace for Good, we're located at 628 Cleveland Street in Suite 11. It's a entrepreneur incubator in downtown Clearwater. So it's a project of Shop Local for Good. So Shop Local for Good is like the parent, and MarketSpace for Good is the kiddo that we're growing. And we have 2 programs going on in there. It's the MarketSpace for Good and the Artist for Good. That's hashtag Artist for Good. So we're reaching out into the philanthropic art community. We do have some events coming up where we do need market vendors and artists. I'll talk about those later. So in that suite, we have over a dozen small businesses, artists, authors that we represent. And when you come in and shop in there, they get a sales report twice a month. And Lorena, my daughter, puts those together. We do a little happy dance when everybody gets a sales report. So people do dance when you shop locally. They're like, is that? Yes, we do. And sometimes they even get a phone call from my daughter. Mom, I sold something. Yay. So it can make a big difference, not only on the bottom line, but just on keeping us going. Because, sitting in a store and waiting for people to come. No, I'm not waiting. I promote and we help them grow their business and their brand. But it can be a little defeating especially when a friend of yours who you think is following you on Facebook fails small businesses a lot, hasn't seen one post about your retail space, and they follow you on Facebook. So, and that there's a plan behind that, because they make more money if they keep your friends from seeing your business, because then you invest in boosting. So it's all a conspiracy. So if you have it, that's where I want to move into another thing too. If you know of a friend that has a small business in your community and you've spent $5 to $20 with them for the month, or you could pick 4 friends and spend $5 each. You've told your friends, hey, I'm challenging you to get 5 of your friends to shop locally and to spend $5 this month. And then 5 minutes. Now, the 5 minutes I want you to invest in is to directly share, comment, do something with those 5 businesses that you're following on Facebook, because that's a way to beat the algorithm.
Well, there's a lot of challenges on Facebook. Am I right?
Yeah.
So why don't we do the $5 challenge?
I love that. Let's do the $5 challenge.
Challenge 5 people to donate $5 or to spend $5 in the local community.
I love it.
And when I've seen people's Facebook and they have maybe 3,000-4,000 friends.
Yeah.
Not all in the same area, but hey, you can do it online also.
Shopping
$5.
locally can be done locally anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 5 people, $5.
Yeah.
Call it $5 challenge. See what happens.
We'll have to start the Power of 5 campaign. I did that a few years ago, actually, for raising funds for a local nonprofit. It worked out pretty well. Okay. I'll work on relaunching that. I do have a couple of events coming up that I need in a deadline. So we're gonna put a deadline out there. Wednesday, April 24th. I need vendors for. There's still room at Blast Friday Clearwater. That's the Downtown Clearwater concert series. That's this Friday coming up. So if you want to stage on the Rocking 600 block, Shop Local for Good is partnered with Ruth Eckerd Hall, and we're working on we're targeted with the 600 block of Cleveland Street to stage vendors and food trucks there. So, I need to get them a list by Wednesday. So contact me. It's Karena at shoplocalforgood.com, and I'll reply back with the rules because there's always rules. And then Sunday, April 28th, we have April 28th, Lorena? 26th, yes. April 28th, we have the spring blowout. That's going to be in Station Square Park. And we're going to have live music and local vendors and hopefully some food out there, lots of fun. Bring a picnic bag just in case. But we are looking for food and vendors, artisans, entrepreneurs to set up in Station Square Park. I pulled the permit. We're legal. I've got the insurance. You guys would not believe how much I had to invest in getting the park. So sign up by Wednesday. It's once again, it's Karena at shoplocalforgood.com. That's Karena. If you're following us on Facebook, it's Shop Local for Good. I'll definitely put a comment in the Facebook Live of the show so that you can connect with me. Let's fill up that park with some small businesses in our community, artists, musicians. It'll be fun.
My job that I do on a daily basis is I work for a small business.
You do what?
I work for a small business also.
Oh, great.
That's locally right in the Bay Area.
Okay. You want to give them a shout out?
And this is a shout to Suntech Solar Energy, located at 7300 Bryan-Dare Road, Suite 400. We are a solar energy company, and we do local business to residents right here in the state of Florida.
Okay.
We do local on the East Coast. We do local on the West Coast.
And your boss needs to give you a raise for getting him a radio airtime for free. He needs to donate. He'll donate for getting radio airtime. That's awesome. So you install solar on residential?
Yes, solar panels, yes.
Okay.
And with Florida being Florida,
yeah, it's sunny.
Sunny, the power of the sun is what we need down here, and it's a good way to go green.
True.
And that's what we do, and I absolutely love it. And make sure you get a permit. No matter what you do, get a permit.
Always get a permit. Trust me. Wow. I had to connect with, I don't know, a dozen people to get permission for the park, at least. And I'm turning all that in today. So
it sounds fantastic, and it's going to
be a lot of fun.
Downtown Clearwater is a happening area,
right?
Oh,
and the spring blowout is a fundraiser for the Benevolution Foundation. So if you bring your family out, support the vendors that are going to be there, because they do pay a fee to be there to help us raise money. So, and I love that park. It's so underutilized. Is that me? Heaven's sakes, I thought I turned my ringer down. My goodness, live on the air. So we've got this spring blowout, and then on Saturday last Friday there was some inclement weather flying through here.
Yes.
And fashion shows on a outdoor patio don't go over well when there's a tornado warning. So we definitely we rescheduled. So we rescheduled that to Saturday evening. I am going to sleep on next Monday. No, I'm not. After the radio show, but we have that going on Saturday evening. So that's Morgan Isaac International It's called Black Gold, A Love Story. And he's going to be showcasing his spring collection. And that is also a fundraiser for the Benevolution Foundation. I'll go ahead and put that link in the Shop Local for Good Facebook Live as well. What we're asking you to do is reserve your seating. There aren't any tickets per se, but if you donate to the premium seating is $25 a seat, and that helps us cover the expenses of the event and raise funds. Once again, the Benevolution Foundation is a nonprofit incubator. Excuse me. We work with all volunteer managed, locally focused nonprofits on helping them establish their board of directors, helping them find grant funding if there's grant funding available. And if we raise enough money, or when we raise enough money, no if, when we raise enough money by the end of the year, we offer grant funding. We currently have 2 approved nonprofits. One of them is Bailey's Way Rescue Group. They are Greater Tampa Bay Animal Rescue. They mainly do puppy dogs, but they have done some cats. And I've seen them rescue animals from as far away as Pensacola, but they do the Greater Tampa Bay. They focus on their phenomenal team of volunteers. Once again, that's Bailey's Way Rescue Group. And then the other approved nonprofit is Kids Campaign. And what Kids Campaign does is their dual mission. They promote volunteerism in the community. I'm going to have to connect them with you guys. And basically, they gather a group of volunteers that also ask their friends to sponsor their volunteerism. So if their friends are too busy and they support what their friend is doing, like say coming out and helping you, their friend will donate to Kids Campaign for their second part of their mission, which is helping families with pediatric cancer. And then the friend goes out as a sponsored volunteer. It's kind of cool.
That is awesome.
So for the busier people that want to help but don't have time to help, or they can't, that you can sponsor a Kids Campaign volunteer on a mission that you have a heart for, and then the other nonprofit's mission gets volunteer help, which is volunteers are worth more than gold.
Yes.
They're worth more than gold. This is what I tell every nonprofit that I work with. If you don't appreciate your volunteers, if you don't show your appreciation, then we're not going to get along very well.
Hey, volunteers are the core of any nonprofit organization. And last month we had our ministry, and we had a lot of volunteers, more than I've ever seen. And when we're doing good, they tell their friends to come out.
Yes.
And before you know it, last time we had about almost 25 volunteers that came out.
That's fantastic.
And we had so many volunteers that some of them didn't have anything to do.
Nice.
And
so they're on the sidelines going, "Go team, go!"
But it was phenomenal. So that when the word gets out, and I'm also challenging the local businesses to look outside of the regular norm of how you hire your people that work for you. A lot of homeless people came down there and asking about how to get a job.
Right.
They're wanting to get off of the street. They want a job, but people do not give them a chance or an opportunity.
Right.
So that puts them down further on the self-esteem ladder, as if they can't get anywhere. So I challenge the business out there to give somebody a chance to work.
Right.
Let them show you what they can do, because a lot of them will be some of your best employees because they know how hard it is to get a job.
True.
And they will do their best to keep it. Not every person that's on the street are hooked on drugs or alcohol.
Right.
Or they're just down on their luck and they just need a helping hand. So give them an opportunity.
We didn't get to the definition, and I think it's important for you to explain the difference between street people and homelessness.
Well, street people are ones who choose to be there.
Right.
And they know how to get what they need and how to get it done. That's what they choose to be. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday. He said he enjoyed being on the street. He says, I'm not homeless.
Right.
I choose to live on the street. I'm a street person.
Right.
I'm going to be here. This is what I like. But he works every single day.
Right.
And I asked him, I said, well, why do you choose to be on the street? He said, well, I don't want a mortgage.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't want a car payment.
Mm-hmm.
I get a bus fare, a bus ticket, bus pass, whatever you call it, and I work every day, and I enjoy being free on the street. The homeless people, their situation is temporary. They could have lost their job, they could have been evicted from their homes, and they're just needing a helping hand to get back on their feet.
Right.
And we don't try to discern who's who. They just tell us, So I don't say, well, we feed anybody that comes down there. We will serve you. You will come down, you will get served. Simple as that. You don't have to be homeless or a street person. But the homeless people are the ones who just want to get off the street to get back to what they used to do.
Right.
And so that is the difference. The street people are there because they choose to be there.
Right.
The homeless people end up there because things happen in their lives. It's not.
And it could happen to
everybody,
any of us.
And it's true. Everybody thinks that people live on the street are just street people. No, that's not true. One of our people that come on the street, he's a minister. He ministers to the people on the streets, and he chooses to live on the street because that's where he does the most good.
Wow, that's powerful.
So his name is Mark. He's a very good friend, and he absolutely preaches, the word of God.
So that's his ministry.
That's his ministry. He's a street minister. And the best place to attend the streets is to be on the streets.
Right.
Anybody can sit behind a corporate desk or a big house and just shout out orders.
Right.
And say we need to do
judge
this.
others. We won't talk about that.
Right. We need to do this. We need to do that. But he actually gets out there and does exactly what he's talking about. Your words, your actions goes farther than your words.
Correct.
And that's what he does. So when we come out there, we talk to everybody, we listen to everybody, and we get input on what can we do. Because we can always do more.
Well,
there's always room to do more.
Exactly. For example, when I was speaking with my new friend Mary, she told me a couple of things that I'm going to, and Mary doesn't. I've built relationships with a few leaders in the community that I can make a phone call and say, look, this is what I'm hearing from the street. There's a problem here. How do we fix it? Because I know who to call. And a lot of these people don't. So if you're out there and you're listening to me and you're in leadership, I'll be calling you this week. After I get all my events filled up with vendors. So yes, next weekend's gonna be phenomenal. I'm excited. Lots of fundraising, lots of fun.
Exactly.
Raising. Lots of family things to do in downtown Clearwater. We will definitely want to get you connected. If you're when the people that are listening, we want to get you connected to the right people so that you can either donate or get some guidance from Dawn and the group that you're working with. We'll connect with Nakia. I love her spirit.
Yes,
I do want to
fantastic.
connect with her because I believe that she has a nonprofit that I can help out with too. So hopefully we'll have her on an upcoming show as well.
And also we need a barber.
Oh, great. Okay. So that's we're going to have to wrap up the show because Ed's waving at me because they need the time. All right. This is Karena with Shop Local for Good News. Follow and like us on Facebook at Shop Local for Good. You can find us on the website at shoplocalforgood.com. We are on every Monday morning for Monday Motivation, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Tan Talk Radio Network. Have a great week, everybody, and thanks to Dawn Nicholson for showing up today.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day, Clearwater.
Yeah, right.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City,
FM 102.3,
WZHR, Zephyr Hills,
FM 104.3.
Listen.
Who did it? Should we do it? I'm Christopher Cruz. A Sri Lankan government official is blaming a local militant group for the Easter Sunday bombings that killed 290 people. The group may have gotten help from an international terror network. The country's health minister told reporters today that 7 bombers linked to the 9 near simultaneous attacks on